Well, good morning, Open Door family. This is Caleb Lynch, joined with Jenna Smith here on our daily pause, and we are excited for this one. This is going to be a lot of fun. I don't know how much all of you know, but Jenna Smith is kind of like all things cool at Open Door Fellowship. She helps with our social media. She helps with some of our design. She helps design our office. She makes us much cooler than we actually are. So Jenna, thanks for joining us, and
Yeah.
this is going to be a lot of fun. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be on the Daily Pause.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Jenna, let's start with just kind of a simple question, and you've been helping me with these daily pauses, so you kind of know the rundown, know what they're about. But tell me, just first of all, how are you guys holding up? How's this time of quarantine or whatever you want to call it? How are you guys doing, you and Caleb?
Yeah, we're doing pretty well. I think like everyone else, we've kind of hit a point where it's like, okay, this is getting long now. This is feeling a little bit more boring, but we are still doing well. It's been fun. Almost every day I've gotten to see Caleb. He's still working. So I've gotten to bring him lunch. I've gotten to have times where I've gotten to be creative, either like in my garden or I don't know, just rearranging the house. So there have been some really sweet moments of just having more time. My sisters are home. They were living in England, and I've gotten to spend a lot of time with them, which has been super, super sweet. So yeah, it's been
Awesome.
pretty good.
And when she talks about Caleb, she's not referring to me. She's referring to our Caleb down under. I say
Right,
our,
Aussie
like
Caleb.
yeah, our Aussie Caleb.
Yeah,
So there you go.
right.
There you go. Well, cool. And Jenna, you know the theme we're in right now of this pause and this idea of taking the time to say, God, what are you doing in us, and how are you shaping us, and is there something new for us? What you shared a little bit with me on some of this about kind of some of the journey you and Caleb have been on. But would you share a little bit more about that and what the Lord's teaching you or revealing to you? Or
Yeah, totally. I do feel like this time has been pretty pivotal in both mine and Caleb's relationship together, but also with the Lord. I think simply just like having more time to think and be alone and have quiet has just brought a lot of things come up. So one cool thing, we're actually both listening to Dirty Glory, which you have recommended, Caleb, and that book is amazing. If you haven't read or listened to it, you guys should, because it's awesome. And so we've gotten to just spend a lot more time in prayer together and apart. And we actually had, so a few weeks ago, we'd just been having a couple like off days. And the two of us decided to just go sit at a park and just spend time in prayer. And so we went, and it was so amazing. Like, we just sat for an hour and just both basically poured out our hearts. We were pouring out like fears we had, or things we were thankful for, or things we wanted to see happen, or and then we just asked God to speak and to hear from him, and he did. It was really, really powerful. And both of us kind of at the end, we were just like, whoa, like, why haven't we been doing this before? It's so simple. It doesn't take any effort. It was literally just sitting before God. And we both kind of shared some different things that we felt like we heard the Lord saying. Um, and one of the things that was really cool was Caleb felt like he kept hearing from God, saying, which comes from Isaiah, or as he says, Isaiah. It says, I'm doing a new thing. And so that was really cool and really sweet. And then it's been sweet because we have also been doing a devotional together. It's called The Story of Us, the Exodus. And it's basically about how God is bringing us out of the wilderness into the promised land through all different times in our life. Like, we're either experiencing wilderness times or we're experiencing promised land times. And I feel like for most of the world right now, it's a wilderness time. And so anyways, it was really sweet because a few days after we had that really cool thing where we heard from God, we were reading in our little devotional, and in the devotional, it has that exact verse from
No way.
Isaiah where he says, um, do not remember the former things or consider the things of old. I am about to do a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. And that comes from Isaiah 43. And one of the questions was, what new thing is God doing in your life? And so we don't fully know what that looks like with the new thing. But even to encounter with God that day at the park felt like a new thing. Yeah, it was just really cool and just very, very simple. Like just spending time with God before Him, and how He just filled us up with His presence and His love.
Yeah, that's awesome, Jenna. For many of us, I know for me even, that can feel like a new thing just in itself, of just being with the
Yes.
Lord and pausing to let Him speak, to hear what He's saying. And I think that's foreign for a lot of us even. So Jenna, that's awesome. That's so cool. Jenna, share with us, I, I think I kind of know your journey a little bit of, so you grew up at Open Door and then you went off to college, and then you kind of found the Lord there, and tell us a little bit of your journey through faith and kind of how you got here.
Yeah, so I graduated from Sunny Slope in 2015. And then after that, I actually left and basically took a year break before going to college. And I went to a Bible school in England called Cape and Ray Hall, and I was there for 9 months. And like Caleb said, I'd grown up at ODF my whole life, and I'd heard the gospel a bajillion times. But there was something in that time that God just like revealed Himself. The gospel, it was like just clicked for me. And I think I just became aware of my need for Him, and my desire for Him like just grew. And that's where I was just sold out for Jesus. Like I was just like, yes, 100%. And then I also met my husband, Caleb, which was pretty sweet too.
And brought him back to bless all of us. So that's
Yes.
awesome. That's
Yes.
awesome. Double blessing. We get Jenna Smith all fired up for the Lord, and she brings back with her a great little Aussie guy too. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Jenna, I know I've shared this with you, but man, just watching you and Caleb choosing to lean into the Lord and waiting on Him and listening to Him is really an encouragement to my heart. I see a lot of people your age, my age, even the generation above me that is really moving away from that, really choosing to kind of separate from God and saying, I don't want anything to do with that. And so to see people saying, no, we're going to choose to lean in and try to hear His voice for our lives. And that's so huge. So
Yes.
I'm taking that with me. I'm letting that fuel me for the day, because that gets me excited. But also just that, I love that line. It's making something new, that there's something new on the horizon. And I think that's true, Jen. I think the Lord's doing a mighty work. I know He's doing a work in my heart. And so I need that reminder each day as I get up to just go, God, you're doing something new, and I want to be there for that. So
Yeah. Yep.
thank you, Jenna. You're the best.
Yeah. Thanks, Caleb, for having me. I miss you guys. I love you all.
We do. We miss you guys. And thanks for tuning in for another Daily Pause. We love you all and hope to see you all soon. Have a great one. Bye.
Bye.